again, everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the principal and owner of National Restaurant Consultants. And we welcome you into our 137th edition of the NRC Helpful Moment. And as usual, we're joined by our wonderful co-branding marketing partner, Mr. Brian Devine from CafeFuel, Top Line Man. Hello, Brian. How are you?
I am well, Richard. How about yourself?
Beautiful, beautiful, doing well.
Good.
And have a great mural behind me today, and it's really kind of an abstract, but the word abstract kind of goes into sometimes to our topic today, which is leadership and the definition of leadership. And we're all faced with what leadership and communications are all about here, and that's really what I wanted to talk about today, and that is the definition of leadership. We all know the triple witching hour has kind of hit us here with the supply chain issues, with the labor issues, and of course the outreach ongoing of COVID. And if you think about it, it's the food service and hospitality industry professionals that are demonstrating leadership, that are getting themselves through this, and they're managing and navigating these difficult waters. Leadership is all about ownership. It's about the franchise system, the chain system. It's about the general manager. It's about the tone at the top. I like to refer to it as tone at the top. The tone at the top really starts with the leaders, with the communicators, with the individuals who can gain the confidence of your staff and your guests, and even your vendors. It's leadership in terms of how you develop your people. It's leadership in terms of how you work with your customers and work with your vendors. It takes all those things to make your operation work. It really is all about a triple win. A triple win, as I like to call it, is the win for your staff, the win for your guests, and the win for your company. And that does include your vendors. So I really urge you to look at your operation and see how you're managing that leadership component. It's really difficult and very scary still to look at what's going on in and around and about you. And sometimes you get a little overwhelmed. I know I get overwhelmed. I think, Brian, you get overwhelmed sometimes too.
Absolutely.
But it's really taking a step backwards, taking a deep breath, and asking for your staff, your customers, and even your vendors and the resources around you. That's how you as a leader can navigate through some of these difficult times. It really is the things that we talked about it last week. It's control the things that you can control. Control the things that you control, not the things you can't control. Can't control the weather. You can lead yourself through a storm. You can lead yourself through lots of things. Even this pandemic, you can lead your organization through it. So step back for a second. Think about what that is. And if you need help in getting through this, call upon people who have that leadership touch and that leadership skills and those leadership resources to get you through these things. So really a short message about leadership. I'm going to pivot over to Brian now. Brian?
Yeah, thanks for that, Richard. I'm going to stay along the lines of leadership and there's certain things that as the leader and as the business owner, you really need to make sure that you're in control of, and then the rest you can absolutely delegate, right? And one thing that has been coming up for what we do a surprisingly large amount is when business owners, they try to delegate things that are vital to their business. And I don't recommend that. There are certain things that you want to be in control of. I know if you're not technical, you might be thinking, oh, like things like a domain. You're like, yeah, someone took care of that for me. That's not okay. And I've run into it enough now that I'm just going to say it out loud. You have to have your domain in your account. And if a company like me says, hey, we can take care of that for you. Well, when we do it, we set up an account for you, put your domain in it, and that's now yours. Because we know how important and vital it is, because when we try to help someone, we try to take over things and start getting things rolling, we can get put back months because we can't get access to a domain. So it's little things like that. So I'm just going to mention it, right? So the domain of your website, that is probably the most important thing that you just want to have control over. Even if you're like, I don't even know how to log into the account. As long as the account's in your name, you'll be able to get in it. And then you want to make sure that you are the owner of your business listing in Google. The Google My Business listing, you need to be the owner of that. Because no matter what happens, you want to be able to control that. You can have other people work on it and do everything that needs to be done. but you as the owner get to make them managers. And then if they leave, you turn that access off. And that's just one of those things. Again, it becomes one of those, oh, I just don't know anything about it, I'll pass it off. But those are the two probably biggest things that we run into where we get stuck. Because let's say you don't have control over your Google My Business listing and we want to make a quick change. We can't get in. Let's say we want to tie it together with your YouTube channel. We can't. We want to add it to like Google Spaces. We can't. I mean, it starts getting really, really big. So those are just the two things that as the leader and the owner, you 100% want to be in control over. And then you can delegate all the rest, but still remain in control. What is it, Richard, that they always say? The ultra wealthy, they own nothing and they control everything.
Yep.
Right? So think about the same way in your business. Control everything that you need to control, but you don't have to own it. You can let someone else own the work. So that's what I wanted to cover today on the topic of leadership.
And this is a brief, helpful moment this week, but it really comes down to control what you control. Lead by example. That's the other thing. Lead by example. Make sure that if your team is struggling and they're just kind of looking downward again, and that some of this stuff is getting to them, because this has been going on 19 months now. I mean, we're moving into our 20th month, and we know that right now we don't have restrictions on our capacity, which is great, but we do have a lot of mask mandates and some vaccine mandates. Navigate through this, control the things you can control, certainly provide your opinions, that's great, but stay out of the fray. Lead yourself, lead your team, stay out of the fray. So that's really it for the NRC Helpful Moment for today, and we appreciate everybody. 137th edition, and of course you can always contact us at www.restaurantconsulting.us as it's going across, and of course CafeFuel, Top Line Management. We're here to help, and that's been the whole premise of this for 19 months. Yeah. We're here to be helpful. So that's it for now today. Brian, anything else?
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
All right. So long for now. Bye.